Today, I want to share the second factor that led me to the decision to go into production with my album. And I need to make really clear right off the top that this reason has absolutely nothing to do with the material on the album or the fact that I personally am recording an album. This is not about me. This is much bigger. I just need to make that clear up front. Otherwise, this statement is going to sound really pompous. Basically, here it is. I want to change the business model of the music industry because the current model is not working. I am so tired of seeing really talented people beating their heads against the wall year after year, getting nowhere, and eventually just throwing the towel because they've run out of energy. I'm tired of discovering a band that has recorded a really outstanding album, knowing that I'm one of only a tiny handful of people that will ever hear it, and knowing that all the band members have day jobs. This leads to a question. When the people most skilled in a craft are unable to earn a living practicing that craft, what are the implications for the future of that craft? Any of you guys know a good blacksmith? Scary times for the music industry. I see two specific problems. Pardon me. Number one, there's a tiny sliver of artists making colossal amounts of money. And then there's this massive quantity of artists that are simply unable to make a living from music. Yes, there is sort of a bit of a gray area in between where people are making some decent money, but that gray area seems to be shrinking with each passing year. And it took a massive kicking during COVID. Second problem is for those who are at the top of the earnings structure, they typically fall into one of two groups. Either they are producing music for the mass market, it's very formulaic and frankly just bores me to tears, or they're legacy artists that built their audiences decades ago. Yes, I'm sure someone's going to throw out some exceptions, but I think that's a pretty accurate assessment of the reality of the music industry today. I was checking the Billboard charts recently for I was curious, what were the top selling albums last year in the rock category? And it was just shocking. Basically, in the top 20, it was artists like the Beatles, the Eagles, artists releasing their newly remastered digital box set of our greatest hits. This box is a different color than our last box set. Just crazy stuff. Albums like Dark Side of the Moon, Back in Black, great albums, but that's it. It's like rock has just disappeared. And when I think of the bands that were the biggest influences to me when I was growing up, bands like Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Yes, Genesis, Pink Floyd, Rush, Queen, I have to ask the question, if they were just emerging today, would they survive? I think the answer is no, they would not, because the industry is just not set up to nurture an act anymore. If you're not able to cater to the instant gratification of the masses in a really quick turnaround, you're dead in the water. So, I just hate seeing this, and I did not want to sit back and just watch this thing I love called music just slowly wither away and die. I wanted to do something about it. So here's the tie-in. I spent most of my life in the conventional business world. I've worked with companies ranging from mom and pop organizations to Fortune 500 companies, and I've had the chance to see firsthand what works and what doesn't work when trying to bring something new to the marketplace, such as, say, a band or an album. And I had been having these ideas on what could be done for an emerging independent act to grow their audience, at least to the point where they're making, shall we say, a living wage from their music. And I started testing some of these ideas, I guess around 2 years ago now, and had some very encouraging results. And then this thing called COVID came along. But more to the point, I realized I needed a band that would be willing to go all in. I needed a guinea pig. And this would require a band that would be willing to basically put their career on hold for a year, like stop everything. No Facebook posts, no booking gigs, no nothing, unless it fell within the parameters of this plan, because that's the only way I'd be able to accurately measure what was producing results. And let's face it, that's a pretty tough ask to go to a band with. You know, hey, I'd like to help you guys grow your audience. I just need you to put your career on hold while I test some ideas for a year. Well, have you ever done this before with anybody else? Actually, no. Well, I think we'll have to pass then, but good luck. Tough sell. So I had these tunes sitting on the shelf for years, and I've been planning on recording them someday, and I started thinking, okay, maybe I should be the guinea pig. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, okay, I'm the perfect guinea pig because I've got nothing to lose. I mean, I don't have a career to destroy. I don't have any fellow bandmates that I'm responsible for. Basically, worst case scenario, if this idea totally blows up in my face, the worst thing I'm gonna have to contend with is my wife rolling her eyes next time I announce, I've got this great idea, So that's what's really driving this project. I'm using me as a test case, essentially. And I really hope you'll join me on this journey because it's already proven to be exciting. What's going to come up next is I'm going to start introducing you to the people I'll be working with. Super excited about this. And I'll also be giving you a sneak peek at some of the materials being worked on. So if you haven't already done so, if you want to follow along and see how this goes, you could be getting a front row seat to a spectacular car crash. Please just click on that link in the text of this post and get on our notification list. And we'll talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.